Uh, Welcome. My name is Alan Gumbel, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Black Chamber of Memphis. And welcome to our webinar held in partnership with remoting.work, Be Staffed for Growth. Just a couple of notes about the Chamber itself. We are a membership organization of Black businesses with the explicit purpose to help our members grow wealth for themselves, for their businesses, for themselves, and ultimately for the community as a whole. Uh, as part of our work, we have created our Memphis 10 initiative, which focuses really on addressing the three primary challenges that we find our members have. The first is always access to capital. Second is market awareness. And third, what this webinar addresses is workforce. In addition to our partnership with remoting.work, we also have a Black business directory that is available on our website. And if you haven't already claimed your free listing in the Black business directory, please do so by going to blackchamberofmemphis.org. I want to talk and really kind of level set for this morning's session. Be Staffed for Growth. Again, as I said, the third challenge that we find our members face is having an adequate workforce. And we know that sometimes entrepreneurs, in their effort to scale, hit a wall. You're building business, you're constantly doing the work of your business, but you're also challenged with doing a lot of the back office work, whether it's accounting, basic marketing, social media, et cetera, things that your business needs to do, but relies on, but you as the entrepreneur have to do it because you're not quite at that point where you're ready to hire an additional employee or employees to take that work on, because it's risky. You're on that precipice where you're ready for growth, but you want to make sure that you have the resources available to you. And so the partnership that we've developed with remoting.work is designed to address that challenge. It's designed to give you access to a talented workforce at a reduced cost that will allow you to focus on scaling your business, allowing you to focus on the actual work that you need to do that actually generates revenue. And so with that, I'd like to turn the program over to Tony Okira and his team to talk about the remoting.work platform and the back office's support services that are available through it.
Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tony Okira. We'll be doing this presentation. We have Brendan on here, Caroline, Greg, and Aisha as part of our team. And it's important to note that we are a US company in Memphis, Tennessee, doing this work, okay? One thing I want to also mention is, those of you that are in business, you are in business to change the world, to do something bigger than yourself, okay? I commend you for that. It's not easy, being in the grind, so commend you for that. And we also thank the Black Chamber of Memphis for the opportunity to work with them to reach the local businesses in the hopes that we are a bridge for businesses to hire somebody to help them drive their mission to the finish line. And also in a few years, they're able to hire people locally here in Memphis to grow the local economy in Memphis. So yeah, commend you guys, because it's not easy to be a business person. So, okay. So I'm going to go straight to the slide deck. So one of the things we want to talk about is creating the conditions for growth, okay? And that businesses that have aspiration to get funding, creating the business conditions to get funded, either via diluted approach versus undiluted approach to funding. And one of the big things you have to ask yourself is, am I a freelancer or am I a solopreneur or an entrepreneur? Okay, because those two roles, define kind of where you go. We'll talk a bit more about that. Okay. A bit about us. So we exist to reduce, business failure. Okay. When local labor costs are the primary barrier to continued operation and growth. There are many businesses, okay, that have an incredible idea, okay, but are not able to scale because they can't afford to hire people, but they need people to push their agenda forward. So what we've done is built a platform, okay, that will allow you to hire people in a very safe and secure way globally, okay? We'll talk more about how those things happen, okay? So why is this a big problem? A lot of people start a business and the failure rate of these businesses is very bad. 20% of new businesses fail the first year, okay? 50% fail right around the fifth year, okay? And just as Alan had mentioned, marketing is one big deal, not being able to tell your story to enough people, okay? Building that team that'll help you tell your story because you can't do it yourself, okay? And also cash flow issues, okay? Even when, the notion of that back office and building a team is so important because guess what? Even with all this hype of AI, okay, you have to understand, guys, that you still need a human to help you with that, if that makes sense. You need a human to help you execute those AI tools, okay? So just make sure you guys are aware of that, okay? So who do you want to become? Who are you? Are you a freelancer or you are an entrepreneur? Okay. If you're a freelancer, okay, you get paid to do work for people, you yourself. So if your business is involved with you doing all the work, okay, then you're a freelancer. Okay. The only way you can actually grow if you're a freelancer is to get better clients that will pay you better money because you can't scale because you are the one doing the work. So there's a big difference there. So you have to decide, do I want to be a freelancer? And that's okay. Some people, that's sufficient for them. But if you want to build something bigger than if you want to build something that you can sell, if you want to build something you can pass down to your children, okay, then you have to then think about truly being an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur, the difference is that you hire people to help you execute your mission and your vision. Okay, that's a great contrast, okay? If you look at Google and all those guys, Facebook, I mean, they may have started in the beginning themselves, but they had to hire people to get them to where they are today. If you have aspirations to receive funding, okay, VCs, they like to see that you have a team, that they're not putting their money on just one person, okay? So we always like to have this conversation, are you a freelancer? Which is okay, okay? There's nothing wrong with being a freelancer, okay? But if you want to be an entrepreneur, something that you can sell, something that you can pass down to your children or your family, then the conditions that has to be created for that is different, okay? And so entrepreneurs hire people to push their agenda. So those are big things that you need to be aware of, okay? So talking about the problem we're trying to solve, okay? Number one, if you look at this data already, 80% of small businesses don't have an employee, Okay. Some of them want to be freelancer. They just want to kind of do their own thing. But some of them want to hire people. They just can't afford to hire people. Okay. And this is the problem that we are trying to solve. And this is the problem that the Black Chamber of Memphis is also trying to solve. Okay. To give local businesses an opportunity to get people at an affordable rate so that in a few years they can then hire people locally. Okay. If that makes sense. Okay. So huge. If you look at 80% of small businesses don't have an employee. And this is actually worse for minority businesses. 96% of minority businesses don't have an employee. Okay. And the impact of this, because most of you, those brave ones that start businesses, those courageous ones that start businesses to change the world, you give up income you make from your business, from working for somebody to start this stuff. There's implication, quality of life expectancy that you give up, to go down this journey. So what we're doing is giving you, again, a very secure way to hire people that work for you, okay? This is not Fiverr, this is not Upworks, those are freelance websites, okay? What we do, we exist specifically to help you hire an employee that comes to work 8 to 5, work your time zone to help you execute your mission and your vision. It's very incredible. Like, I'll tell people all the time, even our platform, okay? If you go to the platform, we've also launched a mobile app, would not exist if we did not have access to reliable, dedicated global talent, okay? That's why we exist. We are able to talk to you guys today because of that. And this is something we want to democratize. So here's another thing that you should be mindful of, okay, that is important, okay? That the average income for like a freelancer, okay, is between 49,000 and 55,000, okay? There's a range, okay? But research shows when you add 1 to 4 employees, okay, your revenue goes up, okay, to about an average of $387,000 a year. And this is a data that the SBA put out this year, okay? It's the Small Business Statistic Report that came out early this year. And guess what? They also found that the SBA also found that companies with 10 to 19 employees, the average revenue for those companies it's about $2.16 million. So there's enough data that says that in order for you to get your idea, the change that you seek to make to where you want to go, okay, you need to think about hiring people, okay? And the barrier is, okay, you can't afford it, okay? So what we've sort of done for you is sort of give you the same things that Fortune 500 companies, okay, are already doing. In Memphis, so we're familiar with FedEx, we're familiar with Methodist. Those guys, Methodist, all these organizations outsource billing, outsource so many things in order to reduce expenses, in order for them to grow and provide quality service, okay? So that's what we're offering you. We're offering a very safe, secure way for this to now happen, okay? And we'll talk a bit more about that. This provides that back office support, that operational support that you need, at a budget that is realistic for you to afford today, okay? If it's back office, if it's lead generation, if it's marketing, social media stuff, if it's IT, technical related stuff, those are things that we can help you with. You may have an idea that say, you want to use AI to create this application that only you know about, but you don't have the skill to do it. We can help you find that AI developer that works for you, works your time zone to help you accomplish that, okay? Or you may say, well, I want to grow my business to other parts of the US, and you need somebody that can help you create content to push it out there. We can get you people that can do that. Again, they work for you. They're full-time, dedicated to your mission and vision. Okay. So How do we do it? One, we are a workforce as a service platform. We help businesses grow by connecting them with high quality, vetted full-time talent from low-cost economies around the globe. The Black Chamber of Memphis saw the vision. They were one of our early adopters, okay, in this journey. Now we are partnered with many chambers around the country, okay? Atlanta Black Chamber, Illinois State Chamber, San Francisco Black Chamber, well, all over the country. We're working with their businesses, helping them scale, if that makes sense. So I want to really commend the Black Chamber of Memphis, okay? And I also want to mention something on that. For us, being part of a community, a network community is so important, okay, to where we are today. And if you have a business out there and you need to be part of a community, the Black Chamber of Memphis, to help you get to where you want to go, okay? So it's very important that you look at that you can't do it yourself. They know a lot of people. Mark Yates, Alan has been in this game a long time, okay, in this area. So it's very important that you look at Black Chamber of Memphis as a strategic part of your growth, if you've not thought about it, okay? Okay, very good. So what does this mean for you? It means that if you need, let's say you need someone that can tell your story for you, like a digital marketing, lead generation, and maybe an executive assistant person, okay? And you can't afford to pay $20 an hour, okay? We're able to help you get somebody like, $6 an hour, okay? So 75 to 80% reduction in cost to help you grow your business, okay? So what does that look for you? So like if it's let's say an executive assistant, depending on where you are in the country, we do this in different parts of the country. You're looking at, for executive assistant, local is $30. You're looking at, 77% discount, okay? Depending on if it's a digital marketing person, you're looking at, look at the discounts you get. IT-related, security, all this, expensive roles, reduction in that cost, if that makes sense. So it's incredible savings that gives you a different way to sort of look at your staffing needs, okay? And you have to think differently. I mean, you can't solve the problem of today like we solved it back then. You have to look at it differently. So just incredible. For us personally, okay, I mean, we have a company that needed security engineers, okay, and they are able to essentially, and to get a security engineer, they need about 10 of them, to do round-the-clock monitoring, okay? $44 an hour, we can't afford that, okay? They couldn't afford, so they're able to pay about $9 an hour for the same skill set, same talent, okay? To get out, to win that business, to grow their business, incredible, okay? So one of the cool things we've done, because we believe that, for us, people chase attention. But I tell people at the time, the most important thing is trust. Attention fades away, but trust is the most important currency, even more valuable than money. Because if you have trust, you can always make more money because people trust you. You can run out of money. So trust is so important. So we've built a platform with a secure computing mechanism. We are one of the few people doing this around the country, okay? What does that mean for you? We have, with our Know Your Global Employee protocol, everybody that works for you have gone through significant background check, no matter where they are around the world, okay? They've been pre-vetted, so you don't get to just interview anybody. The people you interview have gone through a series of vetting process before you interview them, before you can actually bring them into your staff. You have dedicated full-time employees that only work for you, okay? We've heard a lot of horror stories, okay, with people that use Fiverr and, they use freelancer and, it's hit or miss. These people come to work, they work Central Time, Memphis time, 8 to 5, or 9 to 6, or 7 to 4, whichever time you want them to work, and they are working to help you push your agenda forward, okay? They work your hours, they work your time zone, okay? Secondly, they work from accredited work site, okay? When there are situations that they cannot work from a work site, maybe there isn't a work site close to them, okay? Then we have this technology that is called Face Proctor that essentially uses AI to track their time within that hour, okay? And that time is then used for payroll purposes, okay? So you know that they are at your desk, you know, and they're sort of working on your behalf, okay? Another cool thing is that they work from a cloud PC with our partnership with Microsoft. This computer is in the US. So your data never leaves the US, even though they are not in the US. It's a cloud PC that resides here, which again, another incredible security guardrails for you, okay? You manage everything from the dashboard. We manage everything for your compliance, payroll, time tracking. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff, okay? Full-time workers work 40 hours a week. If for some reason they don't work those hours, our time tracking system knows that. You get the credit back to you, okay? So again, these are the things that most people, that the large companies have in place, you know, the FedExes of the world, of guardrails and sort of secure computing environment, you know, for them to have people work, you know, overseas, you know, American Express, you know, like when you talk to them, they're going somewhere else. We've built the same architecture, the same infrastructure for you to do the same thing, okay? Everything we do is driven by a lot of AI agents, okay? In the background that's helping with the vetting, helping with, you know, just a bunch of stuff in the background. And you will see that once you engage with our team, okay? Because these people live in a different country, there's no W-2, there's no 1099, are the employer of record. They work for you full-time, okay? And you pay one fee to our platform. Everything is all on the platform, okay? And we manage everything else for you, okay? So it's an incredible, incredible solution. A very stable way for you to get the change that you seek to make into the market. You know, one of the things that this does for many businesses is you now have incredible amount of options that you did not have. Because yes, you could use a freelancer, but then the freelancer works whenever they want to work, okay? Okay, they work your time zone, you interact with them, they take calls for your client, from your clients on your behalf if that's what you want. You know, they work for you, you know, all that stuff, okay? The areas of focus, okay, all the technical stuff, legal, healthcare, creative, marketing, all the stuff. Like, why is it legal? There are many law firms out there that is just one attorney. They need a paralegal, but they can't afford to hire a paralegal. Now you can get an attorney from a different country that has passed the bar in that country. They cannot practice law in the US, but they can do roles like legal research assistant. They can do paralegal services for you. They can do all that work for you that, you know, for a fraction of the cost to help you take your practice forward. Okay. So again, incredible opportunities, you know, for you guys to, for you to actually think about. Incredible opportunity. And we talk a lot about, need to think about, you know, when we talk to people, we talk about, you need to think differently in how you deal with the challenges of today, because you have a lot of options now, okay? You know, since the pandemic. Yeah. So as part of our partnership with the Chamber, you know, we also offer $500 off for the first month, okay? Again, you're already getting a very, very affordable solution, but because of the partnership with the Chamber, you're also getting you know, a first month discount as well, okay?
Tony, it might be useful to talk a little bit about how simple the onboarding process is. I know that in the work that we've been able to do with you, and we have two employees through the remoting.work platform, the simplicity of working with your team and working within your process is really good. You want to talk a little bit about the onboarding process?
Absolutely. Thank you for that, by the way. So what happens is that Carolyn's team, our director of operation, will meet with you. They will develop a job description for you, but that role now is on the platform. So we have an AI that will do that for you, but we still want to engage you. Once the job is posted, okay, then they go through hundreds of resumes to bring it down to about 3 to 4 people that you will talk to, you will interview. And this can happen in less than 7 days, okay? If you want to. So if you want to talk to somebody, if you want to interview somebody by Monday, Tuesday, next week, you can, okay? So during that interview, you go through the process of you interview them 30 minutes apart, and then you select who you want, okay? And then everything then happens on the platform. You go through the process on the platform. It's very simple. We've made it very simple, okay, for organizations to use, okay? Carolyn, you want to touch on anything?
Yes. Um, for anyone having you having your businesses, this is something that is critical for you in helping you in operations, right? Because if your business cannot run while you sleep, then you're not going to grow at the rate that you'd like to. So this is something that although we may think we can't afford it, sometimes we can't afford not to. But we're here at remoting.work to help you see what you can do and how we can help you. Thank you.
Okay, very good, very good. Any questions?
What if you just need somebody for 3 hours total?
So if you need somebody just 3 hours and that's it, and then that's not our focus, okay? So we focus on full-time, and we also have a fractional service, and the fractional is daily. You can get somebody for 1 day a week or 2 days a week or 3 days a week, okay? But those roles, there's specific roles that is fractional, okay? Sort of general type roles are fractional, and they can talk to you about that if you something you're interested. But we do not do 3 hours, because for us there are other services that offers that, okay? If you just want 3 hours. But if you have a business and you have an idea and you want this idea to spread, okay? And if you have an idea and you want the idea to spread, then it requires specific dedication and persistent that has to happen over a period of time. Those are the businesses that we work with, okay? So 3 hours, that's not kind of, we don't, because if you hire someone 1 day a week, you get 8 hours for those days, okay? So
Yeah. And can I say something, Tony?
yes, please.
And I often hear people say that, and business owners say that, and after we really get to talking to them and get to know what their business is and the things that they have to do, they often see that, yeah, you have way more than 3 hours of work. You have more than 8 hours of work, and more than sometimes more. You're most of the time they're going to hit that 40 after you really talk to us and we see and understand it. You understand it too, and it's going to benefit you more than just having somebody for those 3 hours, because they really can do a lot more for you than that.
One thing I want to also add something to it. Most people sometimes overlook the fact. It's almost like when you need money for your business is when you don't need it. I'm not sure that makes sense. So if you need cash flow, you need to get that cash flow when you have cash flow. Because if you need cash flow when you don't have cash flow, it's a good chance you're going to go out of business. Same thing with hiring, with staffing. You hire people in anticipation for the growth, okay? Because when you get the business, okay, and you're now overwhelmed, you're not responding to people's phone calls, then your quality goes down, okay? And in the beginning, when you begin that business, your reputation is the most important thing, if that makes sense. So we always tell people all the time, you hire not for today, you hire because you know there'll be demand in 60, 90, 120 days. So those are things you have to think about, because when you need to hire somebody, it may not happen fast enough. Donald is a client in Chicago, and he currently has 2 employees, and is also looking at hiring one more person because he is a nonprofit and is in the agriculture business and is looking for micro grants, 500, 1,000, 5,000 from corporations. And so we had a call with him yesterday to help him sort of figure that out. So he's going to hire a grant writer to help him. That will pay for itself because once you start getting the grant. So can you just talk about your experience with us, Donald, and what you would, how we have helped what it is you're trying to do in Chicago?
Thanks, Tony. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
The experience is one of the greatest experiences that I've experienced by being in business. I've probably been in business maybe over 30 years, and I got other business also. But what Tony and Carolyn's operation has brought to my operation is more like a partnership, even though they have employees of theirs working our business. It's the quality first. It's the quality of people that they bring to the table to interview. They almost bring people to the table that's on your level. Now, I can hire people where I'm at and they physically be there, but they might not do the quality of work that the people he has brought to the team. Being in business and have somebody to think for themselves, they don't have to be 100% correct. But if they on target and you both were running the same walk and the same journey, and I heard the gentleman say 3 hours, they would turn your 3 hours and put you on something else, and you would need them for the other 5 hours because they're going to get you to the point where you can grow and expand. And they also make me think about what I want to think about, not being taken away to assist someone that's not able to maybe or need assistance. This team, and you see how fast I said, Tony, I need another person because the team that you've given me, we need more team members. The price is 10 times affordable. And you can see a pathway. I can see a future of growing. Now, my job technically is to bring the revenue in for the operation, and that was my original where I'm supposed to be. But sometimes being an owner or a president, you can't be where you're supposed to be. You got to be a little bit everywhere. But if we can get to the point where we can work our own area and then also meet with the team. And another point, the team has the other people, the other employees thinking and on their toes. It's almost one of the greatest experiences. I almost want to be an investor into Tony's business because I can see it probably more than they can see it, and I can feel it to myself. And I actually feel better doing it and working with, 'cause 9 out of 10 times you can't trust nobody when you got your own business. I mean, you're skeptical. Like the gentleman said, man, I only need 3 hours because I'm looking at how much I can afford to pay. I'm looking at what I can afford to pay in the business. I don't really need a full-time person, but now I'm looking at it, I do need the full-time person. The full-time person is freeing me up where I can go and try to bring more business in. And then they make me look better. You know, there's things that they say you should have, you don't have, or you got to get up to speed because the social media world is changing. You sort of on this page, you have this, but you don't have that. You need to tell the story better. You're doing the story, but nobody knows the story. So this is one of the best opportunities to grow your business. It's almost like, even though he got to tell you about this opportunity and tell you about it, you must try it. You must give Tony and this group the opportunity. I can guarantee you your business is going to do better just from the way that they're handling my business. Can you imagine somebody calling you 6, 7, 8 times a day till you don't want to be bothered to a certain degree? You look at the fact that, wait a minute, these guys are working like myself. I'm the only one that put in the time and have questions and have ideas. I'm the only one that do research. A lot of employees not going to do research. They're not going to have their own ideas. They're not going to express themselves. They're going to, sometimes people do what they want to do, or they figure out a system that works better for them and not what the overall plan is. I don't want to stay and take no more time, but this is the best opportunity that I've met and been introduced since I've been in business. And that's the truth. This is the best opportunity that I've ran into. And then don't talk about the cost. So when you got payroll in situations, you normally figure out how long you can afford somebody, how long you can bring it on. This right here is probably a fraction of what it costs. I mean, a fraction, which is a small amount. What it would cost me to bring one person in would probably cost this operation 5 people to get you to the quality level of one person. You cannot pass on this. I would say try it. You're going to like it, and you're going to grow your business, and you're going to expand. I got to get to my next meeting, but I had to come on and tell, and I don't work for Tony either. So, you know, if you're taking time out to tell somebody else that this is the best I've ever seen.
You know, honestly, so I called Donald, was it 9:30 last night, Donald, or 10 o'clock last night? I thought, gosh, we need somebody on this call. So, and Donald was very kind enough. And by the way, Donald is a CPA, by the way, right? Just so you know, he's a certified, he's a CPA, as well as his other businesses and stuff. So, well, Donald, thank you. I know you have to leave. Again, thank you for your kind words, and thank you for trusting us in helping you grow your business. We're grateful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donald.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah.
And Tony, we have the
Yes.
Miss Beautiful Janice from Bluff City Party Event Zone as well to speak with everyone.
So, and Janice, you know, is a member of the Black Chamber of Memphis, okay? And she's a local business that has worked with us. How long now, Carolyn?
Oh,
6 months?
it's been
9
about
months?
6-7 months. Yes.
Okay. So, Ms. Janice, please, you know, give us your experience and share with your, you know, your local businesses here. Okay. And by the way, if you guys, you know, just shout out to Ms. Janice. If you need event and all this stuff about that's, you need to throw some business to Ms. Janice. So
They are good. They are really good.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Hey everyone, I am Janice. I'm with Janice Garner with Bluff City Parties and Events. We provide all your event needs, whether it be face painting, comprehensive events, inflatables, toilets, whatever you need for events, we do. I am a part of the Black Chamber and appreciate the work that they do. And I do appreciate the introduction. I met Miss Carolyn at the
Black Chamber yearly event, the
yearly event. I can't think.
The annual symposium last August.
Yeah, it
annual
was at the
symposium.
symposium. Yes, it was.
Yeah, so it's
It was.
more. We are way more. We're getting ready to hit a year in August, or around
Yes,
about
we
September.
are.
Yes, we are.
So I met her, and we were just talking about what I do, what she does, and she said, "Hey, I might be able to help you." And me, being a little hesitant because if you like most small business owners, this is your baby, and you feel you got to do everything, and you want to do everything, but the reality is you can't do everything. Like it's not feasible for efficiency, it's not feasible for growth and scaling. Um, so I talked with Miss Carolyn and went through the whole process of interviewing the young ladies that they selected for me. All of the interviews were great interviews. I had top clients, I mean top, I guess, interviewees to choose from. And I made my selection. The young lady is like she part of the team. She's if you on my team, you kind of like family to me. So what it has done for us in this short period of time has gave me a break, gave me some, I can breathe now. And now I can focus on other parts of the business to create more efficiency, create more effective marketing, to do things that's going to get us more revenue, get us more engaged with our customers instead of running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I will say that it's been a pleasant experience because our young lady, she is proactive. She she stepped right in. I really didn't have all my systems together as far as the customer service and from talking to our customers and stuff like that. Like I know it because that's what I do, but I really didn't even have all of that in place. And at the time when she came in, we were still busy and had intentions on having training. Did 2 days, and we had to revisit that. And when I say that she stepped in, asked all the questions to get through that busy period of time, and even now, like she's very proactive in everything. I appreciate her for everything that she does. Eventually, we want to expand to have multiple people once we get this one up under our belt, because it really makes a difference that she's totally bought into Bluff City. We have a means of for our phone calls, we record our phone calls. And so for me, when I revisit or listen to some of the phone calls, it's refreshing to know, to hear the excitement in her voice, to hear that she like, hey, this is my company. I work for this company. And not to mention the price, it does help tremendously. And the fact that we're able to help other people in another place while they're helping us. That means a lot to me. The remoting.work team has been awesome and amazing. Communication. Uh I be having a lot of questions, and I am a very particular person, and they have helped me every step along the way. And I appreciate them for everything that they've done, and they have been a pleasure to work with, and I look forward to working with them for many, 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 many years to come. And so I think that this will be a great opportunity for anyone. I was a little nervous, and it's okay to be nervous, but sometimes you got to be nervous and do it too, and then you'll see why it really wasn't even a thing. And that's pretty
Yes.
much all I got, because it's just been awesome and amazing for me.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss
Thank
Janice.
you.
And so let me say this. When you get someone from remoting.work, you're not just getting a one show pony, and I say that with all due respect. We give you value, right? If you get an executive assistant from us, you're not just getting an executive assistant, you're getting an executive assistant that's going to help you with your day-to-day operations. And like Miss Janice said, they're going to buy into your business. They're going to be there, learn your business, and work for you. That person can also help you with your social media and digital marketing. They can help you with your billing. They're going to be your invoices. They're going to be able to help you with lead generation, making calls. So, and setting those appointments, following up on those appointments. And they have a number that's local. So when they make calls to your clients, that's a local call, and this frees you up to do what you do best, and that's your business.
Thank you. So any other questions before we wrap up? I will yield to Alan, but I want to just mention something I mentioned in the presentation, that every one of us need a network to help us grow, okay? And for us, the Black Chamber of Memphis have been a huge network for us. And if you're not a member of the Black Chamber, I really encourage you to consider joining. It's not a whole lot of money. There's a lot of resources, but you have to walk the resources, okay? So it's not you, so you have to walk it. And I'll tell you right now, for us, when we started this, again, we've been in business for like 28, 29 years, but this particular project with remoting.work started about 4 years ago. So, and at that time, I think it was Ernest that I reached out to, and then Alan, and then we all had, and they had meetings, because the goal, the BCom's goal was they got to figure a way how to help businesses grow the back office support stuff. So Alan, they've applied for grants to try to help. They're doing so much stuff that you may not be aware of, okay? But they're doing a lot of stuff that I think that if you want to grow, you need to be part of a network. In my journey over the past 28, 29 years, the network that I've been part of was always catalytic to everywhere I go, okay? So I encourage everybody to be part of a network, and the BCom is one that you need to be part of, because they know a lot of people, and they can help. So Alan, I yield to you.
Okay, well, Tony, thank you so much for reinforcing membership in the chamber, because we do respond to the changes and the needs that you have. I do want to remind you that our website is blackchamberofmemphis.org. There is two links on our website in particular that I want to draw attention to. The first is our Black Business Directory, which again, we offer all Black businesses a free listing in a directory that is optimized for Google search. And the second button is our membership button, which describes which is a portal to become a member, describes all the benefits and services that are available through to our members. I also want to highlight a couple of upcoming events that we have. On June 19th, we'll be having our next quarterly networking session, which will actually be held at the Redbirds Stadium in conjunction with their annual Negro Baseball League throwback game. And then we also have our Building Wealth in Our Community Symposium scheduled for August 28th. And so more information about each of those events is currently on our website, and additional information will be available about the symposium. We're doing a slow reveal and building excitement and interest in the symposium. But with that, I do want to extend my thanks to Tony and remoting.work for the partnership in providing, really powering our back office support services program and efforts. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to either Tony and his team for our team here at the Black Chamber of Memphis.
Again, thank you everyone for your time, for taking, giving us the past hour. Please understand, our goal is to help you grow. The Black Chamber of Memphis goal is to help you grow. Remoting.work, our goal is to help you grow. So let's have a conversation and see what that journey looks like for you. Okay, we'll go from there. Enjoyed it. Anybody want to say anything before we sign off?